Yo, what's going on guys, X2 Flair here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the FPL knee-jerk reaction for Game Week 3, some players that have been big transfers in and big transfers out, and whether or not you guys should go with the crowd. And before we get into the video, please subscribe. We're trying to hit 200 subs by the end of the year, so please help us reach that goal. Also, very quickly guys, thank you so much for all the recent support on the new video. You guys absolutely popped off. We cannot thank you enough. We're so grateful for that, and let's get into the video. So first up on the list for the biggest transfers in this game week, we have Dominic CalvertLewin. This week he had 186,000 transfers in. He was the most popular player to bring into the FPL squads this week. In Game Week 2, he scored a whopping 17 points with a hat-trick and is the top scorer so far this round. Also, Calvert-Lewin has a #1 ranking in the ICT index, which is a very reliable indicator of future FPL performance. Also, Calvert-Lewin has a 16.3% ownership. He's now £7.2 million, which is an increase by 0.2 this week, indicating how popular he is to bring into your squad. Also, this season he scored 25 points in 2 weeks, with 8 points in the first game week, so he's showing that he's got a really good consistent form and he can consistently score goals across the game weeks. I think Dominic CalvertLewin will be a great transfer to bring in for Game Week 3 because he's shown that he can perform consistently, and on this one you should go with the crowd. Next on the list we've got Wilfred Zaha. He was the 4th top transfer this week with 61,000 people transferring him in. In Game Week 2 he scored 15 points with 2 goals and winning the man of the match against Manchester United. He's also got a #4 ICT index ranking, which is very impressive, coming in at 10.3% ownership at £7 million. Also, he scored 23 points in 2 weeks with 8 points in the first game week. Similar to Calvert-Lewin, he's shown that he can consistently perform. My opinion on Zaha is that he'd be a great transfer. I was considering bringing him in for this game week, but I went against it, so definitely I'm looking to bring him into my squad for the next week. So a third player that is getting transferred in frequently is James Rodriguez. With 144,000 transfers in, he's the second most popular player to bring into the Game Week 3 squads. In Game Week 2, he scored 12 points against West Bromwich Albion with a goal and an assist. He's also #5 on the ICT index, which is also very impressive. With a 16.3% ownership coming in at just 7.5 million, he hasn't gone up in price this week, and considering that he scored 15 points in 2 weeks with 3 points in the first week, he'd be a very good transfer considering his upcoming fixtures. Luckily for me, I bought him in this week and I'm very happy with his performance. So our final player we're looking at to transfer in is Patrick Bamford. With 90,000 transfers this game week, he is the 3rd highest player to bring into the FPL squads. He had a huge day out against Fulham, scoring 14 points with a goal and an assist in Game Week 2. He's ranked overall #14 on the ICT index. With a 12.7% ownership, he's now 5.6 million, which is an increase by 0.1 this week. So for his value, I think he's still very underpriced. He's now scored 21 points in 2 weeks after getting a goal and tallying up 7 points in the first week. I think this is another very good transfer, especially considering his cheap price. And now moving on to trade outs this week, we've got PierreEmerick Aubameyang. He's been traded out by 67,000 people, which means he's the most traded out for this week. Aubameyang got 5 points in his second game week, scoring an assist. He's ranked #7 in the ICT index with a 45.2% ownership, and Aubameyang is currently worth £12 million. Aubameyang got 12 points in 2 weeks. He got 7 points in his first week. Overall, I think Aubameyang is a bad transfer out, even though he was scoring average in the first 2 game weeks, but I do think Aubameyang is a good long-term option. The final transfer is Anthony Martial, with 34,000 people trading him out, which he is one of the most traded out. He scored 2 points in Game Week 2, placing himself 127th in the ICT index with a 17.1% ownership, coming in at £9 million. Overall, I wouldn't transfer Martial out. I'll keep an eye on his performance to see how he's performing in the coming weeks to see if he's a good transfer option. So that's all we've got for today guys for FPL knee-jerk reaction Game Week 3. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.